or sequential. My context, I set it at the university level in terms of ESL classes, but it can work for a lot of contexts, I think. And then intermediate to advanced would be the level, because that's, like I think Dr. Seaman, you talked about that, but Cohen and others just recommend it for more advanced levels because it got a lot of components involved with it. So, and then my class time would be about 90 minutes. My objectives are that the learner will complete time adverbial clauses with corresponding subordinate words. They will practice constructing correct verb forms within time adverbial clauses. And then they will demonstrate using time adverb clauses in a discourse context. So the first and third one are a little more concrete, like that's what they're producing because it's what I focus more on in the lesson. And then like as far as focusing on verb forms, like I touch on it and I want them to be able to practice it, but I don't expect it to be them to be like experts in it at the end of the lesson, I guess, because there's a lot there. So my materials and prep are there, but you'll kind of see what I'm using as I run through the lesson. So before starting the presentation, to activate their schema, I will just either pass out questions or put questions up on the board. You can do whatever your preference is. Different questions about their own life using time adverb clauses. So like, what will you do when you get home tonight? What do you do before cooking your favorite meal? And then so that they answer using a time adverb clause, I'll kind of give them a structure for answering, and then they can fill it in with what they would do and practice that with a partner out loud so that they're already kind of using it and applying it to their own life. They can see how it fits together. And so do that, and then you can kind of use that to segue into the topic. And then as far as presentation goes, I'm gonna pass out this. I got this idea from online, but I think let's see. It's a chart that I made, and it just separates some of the different subordinate words by their time relationship, and so I think that helps structure the idea. So like when, while, and as, they happen at the same time. Before, by the time, until, the independent clause will come first and the dependent clause will come second. After and once, it's the opposite. And then since is on its own because it happens before a specific point of reference. And so I would pass out something like this for them to hold on to and follow along with and write notes down on as we go through it. You can put sentences on the board to demonstrate. Along with my lesson, I have like a bunch of notes that I could go through. You could even switch the adverb clause from the beginning to the end to show that it's versatile, kind of. So that would, and then because there's so much there, let's see. How do I switch it back? PC?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Because there's so much there, I would break it into each section. So go through one of the sections of the time relationships and then practice as a class. So like I just found some pictures online. Like some of them are funny, some of them are just so general you can make any sentence and try to, as a class, for like describe what's happening in the picture using a time adverb clause. So for this one you might come up with like, when she took her son with her on the motorbike, she brought a chair for him. Something like that. Maybe you have students that get it right away and can kind of add in their input. Maybe you egg them on a little bit and like form some structure for them, and then they help you out. But yeah, so I have that and that picture. This man is getting chased by a bull. So maybe after the man taunted the bull, he was chasing the water. since the arrest, Ronald has not been able to set foot at McDonald's. Stuff like that. So, and then for their practice, somewhere here, I just have closed sentences, kind of like what Dr. Seaman presented. So the first section would be filling in the blank with a subordinate word that would correspond with the adverb clause. And then the second one would be practicing verb forms with them. So they can create, like, use whatever verb they want, but just to kind of assess if they're getting how the verb form changes depending on what kind of clause you're using, what kind of subordinate words you're using. And then for production, what I'll demonstrate with you, and maybe a little bit more complex if I did it with students, but yeah, so I hope you're ready for more writing, but I have these cue cards, and they have time adverb clause phrases on them, and so I'll pass them out to you in pairs. And then what you can do is you will use this time adverb clause in either a dialogue or a story. You can put it at the beginning, the middle, or the end of your dialogue or story, but it needs to fit within the context. So if I had students do this, I might even have them put one of their own, like add an additional time adverb clause within their story too, make it a little bit longer, to see if they could create their own. But for time's sake, and since I'm not actually assessing you, you can just use the one I gave you. Take a few minutes and we can maybe share some